President Nguyễn Xuân Phúc met Vietnamese students who won medals at International Olympiad and Science and Technology Contest in 2022.
This year, Vietnamese students brought home a total of 13 gold medals, 12 silver medals, 8 bronze ones, and 5 certificates of merit. Vietnamese team continue to be among the top 10 best performers. President Phúc said the party and state consider education a leading policy endeavor and provide priority resources for educational development. He asked the government, ministries, agencies, and localities to continue fine-tuning mechanisms and policies to take specific action to discover and nurture talent, motivating young and outstanding citizens to be dedicated to the nation. On the occasion, President Phúc presented 10 second-class and 7 third-class labor orders to winners of international Olympiads and science technology competitions.
The government's monthly law-making session opened in Hanoi on December 26 under the chair of Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính.
During this session, the government considered the draft law amending and supplementing a number of articles of the law on people's public security and proposes building such laws as the law amending and supplementing the law on credit institutions, the law on citizenship identification, amended, the law on industrial defense, security and industrial mobilization, the law on digital technology industry, and the law on urban and rural planning. Prime Minister Chin said that law building and institution perfection is one of the 3 strategic breakthroughs and a focus of the government's investment and drastic implementation. In 2022, the government held 9 sessions on the formulation of laws and policies, during which government members gave opinions on 40 draft laws.
A ceremony was held in Hanoi on December 26 by Hanoi and the Ministry of National Defense to mark the 50th anniversary of Hanoi Điện Biên Phủ in the air victory.
In December 1972, U.S. launched a strategic aerial bombing operation, called Linebacker 2, in Hanoi and Haiphong. Throughout 12 days and nights, U.S. planes dropped more than 100,000 tons of bombs onto Hanoi, Haiphong, and a number of localities in northern Vietnam. Vietnamese defense forces and people of the north resisted strongly, shooting down 81 aircraft, including 34 B-52, and killing or catching hundreds of U.S. pilots. The heavy losses forced the U.S. administration to stop bombardment on areas to the north of the 20th parallel, invite Vietnam to return to the negotiations in Paris, and prepare for the signing of the agreement on ending the war and restoring peace in Vietnam. The Paris Agreement, signed on January 27, 1973, laid the foundation for the complete liberation of the South and reunification of the country.
In the past 11 months, Vietnam has exported 1.7 thousand tons of mangoes to the Republic of Korea, worth $7.4 million, up 19% in volume and nearly 25% in value over the same period in 2021.
According to the Agency for Foreign Trade at the Ministry of Industry and Trade, the average price of imported mangoes from Vietnam is currently standing at some $4,230 per ton, up 4.7% over the same period in 2021. Statistics from the KIU International Trade Association, KITA, show that the country's import of mangoes in the 11 months of 2022 reached 22,000 tons, worth $95.3 million. The Republic of Korea is a market with a large import volume of fresh fruit, worth more than $1.6 billion per year and is continuing to grow strongly. Meanwhile, Vietnam's fresh fruit accounts for a very modest market share in this market.
The agroforestry fishery sector has made new export records in 2021 thanks to the diversification of markets and products.
The sector's export turnover is expected to top $53 billion in the year with a trade surplus of $7.8 billion, up nearly 48% year-on-year, statistics show. Notably, fishery exports would reel in nearly $11 billion, a 20-year high since Vietnam joined the international market. Records have been seen in shrimp, crayfish and tuna exports, with $4.3 billion, $2.4 billion and $1 billion in revenues, respectively. In the year, rice export is also expected to hit a record of 7 million tons. Contracts would be maintained in early 2023 thanks to high prices. Many Vietnamese agricultural products have gained access to new markets, such as durian, sweet potato and bird's nests winning permit to ship to China, pomelo to the US, long to Japan, and lemon and pomelo to New Zealand.
Vietnam is ranked 16th out of the 25 countries with the richest biodiversity in the world, as more than 11,000 species have been discovered in the country.
The species include about 6,000 benthic, over 2,000 fish, 12 marine mammal, 5 sea turtle, 653 seaweed, 94 mangrove plants, and about 400 coral species. These species live in more than 20 typical ecosystem types, have high biological productivity, and determine the entire primary productivity of the whole sea. For effective marine conservation, Vietnam's Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development has been consulting the government to issue support policies and invest in essential infrastructure items of the marine protected areas. According to the ministry, it is also necessary to have policies to support the implementation of co-management in the protection of aquatic resources. Government's support is also needed to help fishermen working in marine protected areas to shift their livelihood to environmentally friendly ones.
The Hạ Long Winter Carnival 2022 themed Colors of the Wonder took place recently in Hạ Long City, the northern province of Quảng Ninh, drawing thousands of participants.
The carnival was expected to become a unique tourist product of Quảng Ninh during Christmas, helping promote the local tourism in low tourist season during winter. During the carnival, art performances and parades were combined with a music festival called Hạ Long Carnival ADM Party. The highlight of this year's carnival is the mobile stage and a professional sound and light systems and the modern technology wireless connectivity solutions. Many sidelines activities were held, including a street art program and paragliding, airplane and seaplane performances. So far this year, Quảng Ninh province attracted about 11.6 million visitors, 2.6 times higher than that in 2021. Its tourism revenue reached nearly approximately $1 billion, 3.2 times higher than that in 2021.
The first Wild Peach Blossom Festival opened in Mù Cang Chải district in the northern mountainous province of Yên Bái on December 24th. It will run until January 1st and is expected to welcome visitors coming to admire wild peach blossoms, which are known as tờ dày in Vietnamese and blossom only in the cold of winter.
The festival is part of a series of activities to promote local tourism in general and build Mù Cang Chải into a green, safe and friendly destination. Tờ dày flowers have become a symbol of the harsh lands of Mù Cang Chải when winter arrives, with clusters of the red-pink flowers on hillsides, creating a beautiful sight.
We hope that through the festival, visitors will not only become familiar with Mù Cang Chải and its terraced fields, but also with its other special features, including wild peach blossoms.
The most beautiful time to visit Mù Cang Chải is when the flowers bloom from mid-December to the end of January and blanket the local area in a reddish-pink hue. The flowers are also a symbol of spring and new crops and have become a popular tourist attraction over recent years. A wide range of activities will be held during the festival, including musical performances, photo exhibitions, and folk games.
The travel magazine Drift Travel has recently listed top 5 most beautiful cities in Vietnam, which it said tourists should not ignore when visiting the Southeast Asian country.
Vietnam is a country known for its incredible beauty and with some of the most stunning cities in Southeast Asia. It's no wonder why travelers are eager to explore this diverse and vibrant nation. The magazine opens its posting. From the bustling streets of Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi to the hidden beaches of Nha Trang, there are countless breathtaking sights to discover throughout Vietnam. According to the magazine, the most outstanding cities in Vietnam are Ho Chi Minh City, Đà Lạt, Hanoi, Nha Trang, and Hoi An. Each of the top 5 destinations offers unique culture, history, and scenery that will leave travelers mesmerized, it noted.
Precious documents and artifacts from Quốc Tử Giám, Vietnam's first university, are on display at Hanoi's Temple of Literature. Let's take a look.
The month-long exhibition showcases more than 200 valuable documents and artifacts from Vietnam's first university to give visitors an insight into the country's education system, in which 2 different education systems coexisted, Confucianism and Western education under French rule. The exhibition is divided into 2 spaces, static and dynamic, and indoor and outdoor. The indoor exhibition takes visitors back in time when Quốc Tử Giám passed through each historical milestone, with the beginning of the Lý dynasty, developments under the Trần Ho dynasties, culminating the Lê Mạc Lê Trung Hưng dynasties, changes under the Nguyen dynasty, and the revival of contemporary athletics.
The design and display scenes are shown in chronological order, leading people from the Confucian period in Vietnam to the present day. The passing of time takes us to different times and stages in intellectual development.
More than 200 documents and artifacts, including color photos for the first time, are on display, as well as precious archaeological artifacts providing the birth of Quốc Tử Giám.
This exhibition is of special significance to the Temple of Literature, since this is the first time the history of Quốc Tử Giám has been thoroughly introduced to visitors. We hope the exhibition will prove attractive among visitors, especially young people.
Documents and artifacts in the outdoor exhibition showcase Confucian education, including examination regulations, school management, the ceremony for graduates to return home and thank their ancestors. Over its 700 years of development, through many ups and downs, Quốc Tử Giám has gone hand in hand with the development of Đại Việt elective education and taken responsibility for nursing talent to build the country and leave a good name to generations.